Welcome to Saving Us, where we discuss relationships in marriage, family, and beyond. Relationships are hard work and should be a priority. These discussions are here to help you navigate the waters of insecurity and frustration and hopefully guide you to a place of peaceful fulfillment in your own relationships. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Saving Us. We're your hosts, Michael and Deetra Carter. And in this episode, we are talking about living your dreams at any age. Also, since this is just our second episode of this season, we want to remind you that we have a few,
segments.
We have a few segments in each episode. And our first segment is called Positive Words, where we either talk about a vocabulary word that's new to us, or we give an encouraging word, a positive word for you. So my word for the day is ineffable. Now, if we review last week, our word was affable, which means to be likable, right? Ineffable means you are too great, or something is too great to be described. Too great to be described. That's what it means.
It's easy for you to say.
Yes, it's ineffable. Too great to be described. I like that word. Ineffable. Ineffable. That's it. Ineffable. And when I first, I was thinking about this word, and I thought, I love church, right? I love church, and I love preaching specifically. And I thought, I wonder why preachers don't use that word. Like, our God is ineffable. It's too great to be described. And I thought, oh yeah, I think if I was a kid and I heard the preacher say it, ineffable, I'd have used it in a different context. So that might be why people don't use it.
Could be.
That could be. All right. What's your word?
My word is not really a word that you would find in a dictionary. I just made it up, but I think it's a good word. Mm-hmm. It's called figure-outable. That just means that no matter what's happened in your life, so I'm defining a new word.
Okay.
That means no matter what's happened, how you've messed things up, or how things have gone wrong, or you failed or stumbled, or whatever's happened, your things are still figure-outable. That means you can start from where you are and figure it out and move forward. Nothing is past being figure-outable. So that's my word.
That's his word.
Always remember, things are figure-outable.
Do you remember your word from last week?
No. Oh, yes, I do. Wait a minute. Do I remember my word from? Oh, yeah, breviloquent. Yes. Breviloquent means, in terms of speaking or writing, to be concise, to use few words. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we will not be reviewing from the beginning every week because we won't remember. Right. I don't even know if I was going to say breviloquent correctly. Because I had a word in my mind, but when you said it, I thought, I don't think I was going to say it that way. Oh. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Ineffable and figure-outable.
Yes.
Your words for the week. Yes. All right. Our next segment is called, you say it.
What, accountability?
Accountability.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, my gosh. So last week we talked about our health habits for the year. Mm-hmm. And Pastor talked about joining Noom, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. And your experience with Noom has been positive, right? He's been successful so far. Yep. Have you kept your 12 pounds down?
Yeah. It has been fluctuating. It's been about 4 weeks now since I started the journey. Yeah. And I went down quick, because you drink a lot of water at first and get rid of all that kind of weight. Mm-hmm. So I dropped 12 pounds, and then it went up a couple pounds and went down a couple pounds like that. Mm-hmm. And it kind of plateaued, but then the last couple days I've been down a couple more pounds. So
very good. Very good.
I'm sticking with it.
He's sticking with it, and he is. Well, I don't know. As far as I know,
she knows. Yeah,
he's sticking with it. And I just want to give a word of encouragement to all the ladies who might be listening or watching. Men can lose weight like that. I do not know a woman who is regular weight, because he's not obese. Now, if you are obese, then and a woman, you can lose weight like that. So if you have like 100 pounds to lose, you might be able to lose 10 to 12 pounds in a month. Just regular fat people, that ain't happening. That is not happening most of the time. You might lose might lose 5 pounds.
Really? That's all?
Yeah, 5 or 6. Maybe like half of what about 5 or 6 pounds in a month.
Or if you drink like a gallon of water every day.
How much water do I drink? I drink about a half a gallon of water a day usually.
Drink a lot. You drink a lot of water.
And that's not happening. Well, because we're made to carry more fat naturally because we carry babies.
Well, could it be that you look good already, and so maybe you don't need to lose any more weight?
But that it kind of just irritates me a little bit when he says, "Oh, I've been at it 4 weeks and I lost 12 pounds." And some good for you. Anyway. All right, so my health habits.
Yes, how you been doing?
Not as good as you, but I did not get on a scale, so
But that wasn't your thing, right?
It is my thing, but I just don't want to face the music and see how much I weigh. But anyway, I did work out every day this week.
Okay.
5 days for the week. That's my goal. Working out more than 5 days a week is stupid to me, but
some people might.
That's your business. That's your choice.
The Rock works out 6 days a week. That's what I heard.
And I ain't got no desire to look like The Rock or be with anybody who does. But anyway,
that's good.
Yeah, so I did that. I worked out every day this week. I've done pretty good as far as my carb intake. I eat what I want. So there you go.
You can't complain about. Well, that's good though.
So there you go.
I'm with you. All right. I can't talk about you.
But I did not eat past 7 o'clock at all this week. I don't think.
That's my big problem.
That past 7 o'clock, I have not eaten past 7 o'clock at all this week. So really, that's one thing that I'm really working on, because some days I get home really late. So I try to eat before
from school and all
before 7. So those two things, those were good this week.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say I ate horribly. I just ate too much bread and too many crackers.
Too much bread, too many crackers. What kind of crackers were you eating? Saltine crackers?
No, the ones that are Renee's. The club crackers. The club crackers.
Club crackers are good now.
They are. They're so buttery and crisp. They're just...
what can you do?
They're good.
Plus you got that cinnamon bread. What's that?
Cinnamon raisin.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
You can't keep buying it every week.
No,
well, you haven't.
I haven't been buying a lot of it. Yeah,
you just bought it recently.
Just last time I went to the store, I bought it, and I've been eating it and enjoying it. So there you go. I just eat 2 pieces. Not every. I don't even eat it every day. Okay, I'm gonna quit talking about it. But anyway, all right. How are you guys doing with your health habits? We're in February, and I've been a gym rat from at least since I was about 19, 18, 19.
Butler,
about actually going to the gym, exercising before that, but going to the gym at 18 when it became accessible to me, and been consistent ever since. So I noticed, like in January when the new year turns, the gym is packed, man. Yeah, when you go, everybody is there. But by the middle of February, it's back to what it used to be.
Right.
So what has been your experience staying on your health journey?
Yeah.
I want to try, accountability. I said I was going to look at comments, which I haven't done yet this week. I'm going to do it. But put down if you're being successful in your health journey or if you need encouragement. I'll try to send you a little word of encouragement to keep going in your health journey.
And it'll be whatever your health journey is, right? Because it can look a lot different than just losing weight. It could be, I want to look better, lose inches, or feel better, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Sleep more, whatever.
Yeah, sleep more, that's it.
Whatever it is.
That's a big one.
So, yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's a big one. Okay. So we're moving on for our topic of discussion for this week. Remember, last week we talked about dreams, visions, and goals, right? So this week is kind of on that same vein. So we're talking about what you're accomplishing your dreams or living your dreams at any age.
Yes.
Right. So that's our discussion topic.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Accomplishing your dreams at any age. So we're going to talk a little bit about what our dreams were as young people, like high school and coming up. And then as we got older into our 30s and had kids and responsibilities, talk about if our dreams changed at all. And then as older adults,
Right.
Have we accomplished those dreams, or do we still have dreams we want to accomplish, and how we're doing? Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So first, I'll ask you this. What is the first thing you remember saying, I want to be whatever when I grow up?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, who else is here?
Holy Ghost.
Here we go. All right, church channel. The first thing I wanted to be, me and my friend Chucky Johnson wanted to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Shout out to Chucky.
Yes. Shout out to Chucky. I haven't seen Chucky in I can't say how many years. But yeah, we wanted to play for Pittsburgh. We used to be out in the street every day throwing football. You know, because Pittsburgh just won the Super Bowl. They beat Dallas, so that tells you how long ago that was. It was in the 70s, and we were little kids. So, yeah, that's the first thing was I wanted to be a football player. You know.
The very first thing I remember ever wanting to be, the very first thing I remember,
all the way back,
was a nurse.
Really?
The very first thing I remember ever wanting to be, and I think I wanted to be a nurse because my friend at the time, Daisy, always said she wanted to be a nurse.
Okay.
And she actually is a nurse. She actually accomplished her dream.
First dream.
But I always wanted to be something in the medical field. A doctor or a nurse of some sort. That was the very first dream I ever had. Wanted to be a doctor or a nurse of some sort. And then as I had to remember, so as a little person, like elementary school, but then when I got to like junior high school, got interested in music and singing and being a musician and all that kind of stuff. I had a few experiences on stage. Actually, in the fourth grade, I got to play Harriet Tubman. Yes, at school, probably for Black History Month, I guess. I don't remember. But when I stood up there, I was like, oh yeah. Oh, this is what I want to do. I'm supposed to be on the stage, honey. Right. Singing. And you know, I don't really. Yeah, I do. I was going to say I remember I had to sing a spiritual, but I don't remember acting. But I do remember acting because I remember the slave owner threw the rock at me because you know Harriet Tubman had the scar on her head because her slave owner threw a rock at her. She was running or something and hit her in the head. So I remember that part. So I think there was a little acting in there, but I mostly remember having to sing the song because I had to prepare, to sing the song on stage. So that's I remember I was in the fourth grade. So that's when I knew I wanted to be a singer on stage of some sort.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, interesting.
Okay, that's good.
So junior high and high school. But the medical dream never left me. In high school, I always still did want to be a doctor. Okay. I wanted to be a psychiatrist specifically.
Okay.
Specifically a psychiatrist, yeah. So that was all the way through, actually into college until I hit that chemistry and said, ha, girl, let me show you who I am. I said, I didn't know that's who you were.
Chemistry talking to you.
I don't know if we wanted to form a relationship. I couldn't hold on to that relationship. I tried. We worked it out. We worked together a little bit. We had a little bit of an understanding, and then it just kept belittling me. That chemistry just kept saying, you ain't worth it. You ain't got what it takes. I was like, all right, I give up. I ain't got it.
It wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me. It was not for me. That chemistry, that med school, all that science was not for me.
Yeah. So did your dream change?
So I just focused. I can't say it changed because I still was into music and everything, but I just chose to focus away from medicine and science into specifically into music.
Okay.
But probably would have been a better fit maybe if I had a mentor or something in college to help me to understand my thought process and a little bit about who I am. Psychology probably would have been a better fit. Psychology or social work or something, some kind of counseling degree would have been better.
Which is obvious now because
because what I do, and I enjoy doing it. Right. And I didn't know. Well, I did know because I wanted to be a psychiatrist, so I hadn't thought that I would enjoy doing it. I think I just wanted the prestige, honestly, of being a doctor.
Okay.
I'm saying, I'm a doctor, medical doctor. I think that was more of it. For me, just the prestige of being able to say I went to med school and graduated and was smart enough to be a doctor.
Right. Okay.
How about you as you got into high school?
What, did my dream change?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what altered my dream was I still wanted to play. I played football in high school my freshman year, and then my freshman year, at the end of the year, we were playing kickball in gym. And I'm going to call names. I'm going to call a name out. I haven't seen this person since high school either. We didn't even know each other that well. But we were playing kickball in gym class, and Candy Wright.
All right, so Candy, she's from Columbus, Ohio. Mm-hmm. If y'all watching from Columbus, you know Candy Wright went to what high school?
Beechcroft.
Beechcroft High School.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Tell her to watch this. Tell her to watch it.
Candy didn't even know it. She just was doing her thing, but she threw the ball. She was the pitcher, and she spun it a certain way, just trying to get me to not, kick the ball and home run. Uh-huh. So I tried to kick the ball, and the way she spun it, I missed it. And don't you know, I snapped my groin. I had a strained or snapped groin, whatever. That sounds painful, don't it? That's exactly what I had. Emergency squad had to come. It was terrible. And, my boy Derek had to carry me to the nurse's office. And I was never right after that playing football. I tried out the next year, but the injury lasted all the way. I couldn't go the next year. So I switched to band. Mm-hmm. And then I went on that journey. So now I still play music. So
stay focused in music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I started music kind of like what you did. I started music before because I joined the band when I was 9 in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Me, Tony, and Junior. Mm-hmm. Junior sang, Tony played bass, I played drums. Mm-hmm. That's all we had. We didn't have no keyboard, we didn't have no guitar, we didn't have no ukulele, none of that. Just us three. We was doing, we was singing songs and doing our thing. And I loved it, but football was my number one. But when that happened, I just went back to music and went on that journey. So, so there you go.
So there you go. It's been on the music journey ever since.
Yep.
In some way or another. Now, hear ye. I want you to talk about your opportunity to go to college for music and how you let it pass you by.
Yes.
Sometimes life, God, however you want to say it, will bring us opportunities to do what we're meant to do, but because we don't have wise people around us who will kick us in the right direction, because for whatever reason, maybe they don't know, or whatever reason, sometimes we let those opportunities pass us by. So let's talk about your experience.
Yeah, well, in my senior year of high school, I had switched from drums in our little neighborhood band to keyboard because another guy in the neighborhood played drums and he was just as good as I was. So I switched over to keys and started. So I never took any lessons. I did have some drum lessons, but I never had any piano or keyboard lessons. And I just kind of taught myself on my grandmother's organ. She had an organ at her house. And so just learned to play by ear and, became decently proficient. Mm-hmm. I could listen to songs and pick up songs and play. So we play songs off the radio and we do our own original songs. I come up with all that. So anyway, I did all that, but I never learned theory. Okay, I did kind of teach myself how to read a little bit. So I learned, every good boy does fine for you musicians out there, and FACE and good boys do fine always and all that. I learned the staff. Mm-hmm. I learned treble clef, bass clef just on my own and what the notes meant and kind of, so I couldn't sight read per se, but I could look at a piece of music and figure it out and be like, okay, that's what that is. Mm-hmm. So that's where I was. So my senior year of high school, how they have people come to the school and from different colleges or whatever. We had like college fair mm-hmm. one day. And this guy was there from, I think it was called San Diego School of Music mm-hmm. or the University of, I don't know, it was San Diego School of Music. Mm-hmm. And was talking about offering me a scholarship, but what got in my way, and I was like, what? I mean, what an opportunity. But what got in my way was, and you'll talk about this a little bit later, mm-hmm. is I felt like, I don't know what, he must not know who I am. He thinks I can play, but I'm really not that good. Or he thinks I can read, but I really can't read. So I'm like faking it. I just felt like I was faking it. But he never said anything like that. He was just like, no, just come, with what you have, we'll take you from where you are and go from there. Mm-hmm. It was a scholarship opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I turned it down only because, I never did it, only because I just felt like I wasn't really good enough. Yeah. Like he's going to find out at some point. well, this guy, I thought he really, knew how to play, or I thought he really knew how to read music better than he does. So, I was going to get out to San Diego, and it was going to be like, you got to go back home to Columbus because you can't do what we thought.
Yeah. So, so you didn't even apply.
I didn't even apply.
You just let it pass you by.
I just let it pass me by. So he was going to give me a scholarship, and he didn't even say, I'm sure you have to apply and everything like that, but he didn't say, you might not get in. He didn't say any of that, which I'm sure some of that may have been true, but he was like, look, we have a scholarship. And it could have been, affirmative action, at that time. But, still.
Whatever it takes.
Right, exactly. So.
That's what I say.
But, yeah. So, anyway, that was opportunity missed.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that was the end of high school, right?
That was all
right. So I already talked about my college because I said me and chemistry didn't get along, right?
Right.
So when you got into your 20s, how did your dreams change?
Well, I, with all the stuff I had done by the time I got in my 20s, I had wanted to play football, which that dream didn't come true, but I still, to this day, absolutely love football. So, and got into music. I'd been in the Army and done some things in the Army. And really it kind of shifted to, I wanted to do whatever I did, I wanted to impact people.
So that was very general.
It was very general. But my thought was, I wanted to do a lot of different things. I didn't have just one particular, like I wanted to be a fireman, and that's how I would help people. I just wanted to impact people.
You just wanted, you might not mean it this way.
Here we go.
So you just wanted to be important. Important to other people's lives.
Right, and to impact other people's lives for the better. Yeah.
Impact other people's. Wow, that's very general. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I always think, what's your goal? It has to be very specific.
Right.
Very focused. But then I do hear people say that, people who say, I don't know what I want to be, or I don't know, oftentimes they're good at a lot of different things, like you are. Mm-hmm. You're good at a lot of different things. So maybe that's the difference when you have a variety of things available to you.
Right.
You tend to have more general type of focus. Not focus. General and focus are opposites. You have a more general perspective, I guess.
Right.
Than if you have limited things like myself that are available to you. So you need to focus on what you're good at. All right. So that was your 20s, right? So into your 30s.
Well, that's all the way up till now.
All the way up to now.
Yeah.
You just want to be impactful.
Yeah,
Man,
which is why that's why I've written 3 books, and they've gone the way they've gone. The subject matter of the books.
Right.
That's why I'm being a speaker. That's not just beyond being a pastor, but also was why I think the Lord called me to pastor, to impact people. So all those things are part of that specific goal.
Gotcha.
To impact people.
Okay.
Impact their lives. Yeah.
All right. So into my 30s. All right. So I had achieved 2 degrees by that time in music.
Look at all these degrees.
So at the end, anyway, okay. So at the end of my 20s, I should say not the end of my 20s. In my mid 20s, I wanted to be a performer. That was my goal. Not necessarily a star, as pop star, whatever, star in whatever field of music you're in, but to be a professional singer.
Right.
On some level. That's the goal now, to be a professional singer on some level. But then, of course, life happened, and I didn't take some opportunities that were brought to me.
Missed opportunities
again that were afforded to me. And who knows? What I had to realize is that I'll say this too. As a young person, I was very legalistic in my Christian way of thinking, very legalistic. And so I thought my thought process was, God has everything in control, which he does, but you are not the own master of your destiny, is what my thought was, very specifically. God is the master of your destiny. So whatever he wants to happen will happen. And you really don't have that much say in it.
That was your thought, yes.
Yeah. So with that thought in mind, I made the decisions I did because I thought the way I did. I have since come to learn differently. Right. I can't say better, but differently. I don't know if it's better or worse. Right. Now I believe that we do create our destiny to some extent. Right. Knowing that God already knew the choices we would make, but he did give us those free choices to make, to choose, so whatever your end goal. And I think I think I have been too caught up on a specific, this is what I want, instead of looking at the big picture. Mm-hmm. Like instead of looking at, this is the type of person I want to be, or this is the kind of influence I want to have. Just looking specifically, I just want that. Just that's what I want, because a lot of times when we achieve whatever that is, it doesn't feel like we thought it would feel. And sometimes we don't even recognize it when we get it. Mm-hmm. That's even more true. Well, not more true, but that's true also. That's true also, yeah. Yes. I think sometimes we don't recognize it. So it's not really the thing, whatever the thing is. It might be whatever that thing represents. Like for me, being a psychiatrist meant that I was smart and that, I accomplished a big thing. That's what that meant. I was smart. And so I think being a working musician, to me, that is just in me to be a working singer. That's just, I don't know why it's in me. It just is. I think I was born with it. It's just in me because my goal has changed from wanting to be famous to just wanting to work in the industry and be creative, right, and be able to get paid well enough to live just for doing what I love to do. So it changed into that over that time. But then, of course, like a lot of people, I lost sight of those goals. And it's not like we didn't try. We did the CD and
she did a CD.
We did all that stuff. But like I said, sometimes when you get what you thought you wanted, it doesn't feel like you thought it would. So creating the CD and doing all of that, it was arduous. It wasn't fun. It was just like, ugh. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought, and I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my abilities enough to promote it like I should have, and expect other people to enjoy it, right? Which is something that we have to work on as people. A lot of times, some personalities are just like, yes, I am me, and everybody's gonna love me. But other personalities are not that way, and I am not that way. I don't expect other people to enjoy things that I create or put out, even if I enjoy them a lot. So that changed. Yeah. Never thought I would want to go beyond getting a master's degree, because to be honest, I knew when I finished my bachelor's degree that I wasn't finished with school. I knew that I wanted to earn another degree. But when I earned my master's degree, I thought, man, this was easy. It wasn't nothing. So I thought, I am not gonna waste my time getting another degree. That's dumb. But until I had the experience of being away from school and then still trying to reach that goal of being a musician that's paid and knowledgeable. Going back to school this time was a necessity more than something I just want to do.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a necessity if I want to get paid for it. At where I was in life and everything. Okay. So, yeah. And, and now I'm older, so I don't know. So I'm still trying to reach my goals, I should say, at this age. I am 50, for everybody who wants to know. I am 50, and still trying to reach that goal. Mm-hmm. I just want to get paid for what I like to do. That's all. Right.
So we learned that there are things that hinder people, and there are things that help you achieve what you want to get. So what things do you think hinder?
Things that I think we allow to hinder us are low self-esteem. Yeah. And just not feeling worthy of being able to accomplish what you really dream about, and imposter syndrome. So, which
is, I think, what I had. With that school.
Yeah, with the recruiter, the school recruiter. Yeah. Imposter syndrome, and that means that when someone says you're great at something or you have a lot of potential, you feel like they're going to find out that you are fraud because
You're
you really don't know what they think you know.
Right.
That's imposter syndrome. And you might actually know it, or you might really have that potential to reach whatever goal they're telling you about, but you don't have that inner knowledge that you really do have it. So that's imposter syndrome, which I had all through, especially undergrad. I had a lot of imposter syndrome. I went to that college, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. They're going to put me out. So, I suffered with that a lot.
Yeah, imposter syndrome is big.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I think a couple things. I think disappointments is an obvious one. When you're disappointed, it sometimes brings you down and you feel dejected, you feel depressed, because you got disappointed. Instead of understanding, and I know this is like, self-help speak, but instead of understanding that disappointment and failures are part of your journey, they make you better, you know what I'm saying. So, but when it happens to you, it's easy to tell someone else, oh, no, I know you're disappointed or you failed, but that's just going to make you stronger. But when it happens to you, it's different. You feel different. And I also think experiences, it's been said that experience is the best teacher. And I believe that experience is the best teacher. But I think that one of the things that we have to realize is sometimes our experiences hinder us because we think that whatever we experience, that's the way it's always going to be. You think what I experienced, what I went through, that's what it's going to be every single time. And that can hinder us, and that may not be the case. So getting over past experiences and disappointments. Right. Yeah, that happened that time, but it may not be what happens next time. Yeah. So I think people who are entrepreneurs and creative types who, start things from scratch have to be very resilient and courageous. Right. Because most of the time you're going to fail a few times before you succeed. And so getting over past experiences is a big thing for those creative type of people, business people and whatnot. Man. Okay, so what helps people to achieve their goals? What's the thing? Yeah. To me, a big thing is representation or exposure to something. Sometimes, and I think most times, when we have a dream of something, you're like, oh, I really love whatever. I want to be a judge or whatever. And you don't see anybody in that field, if you don't have any exposure to a real life person, if the only person you see that's a judge is Judge Judy on TV or whoever is the TV judge right now, a lot of times I don't think it won't be real to you. Right. Like you won't know how to strategize to reach that goal. It'll always just be a wish or a dream. Right. Like, oh, that would be so cool. But a lot of times if you're exposed to somebody who is walking that path or who has reached that goal, that's good. Yeah, it helps you to achieve. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's good. Go ahead. I think one of the things that helps you achieve your goal is positive or affirmation, positive words. Mm-hmm. People who you trust, though. I mean, because it's just like when somebody says something bad about you. They say, well, you're not that good, or you're this way, or whatever. If it's somebody that you don't care about, it's not going to affect you most of the time. Mm-hmm. You're going whatever. That's what you think. I know, But if it's somebody you care about, your spouse, a parent, a child, a sibling, your best friend, that affects you. And I think if they are the person that's speaking positive words in your life, that helps. And then just being confident, like the opposite of what you're saying, the opposite of imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that people will call arrogant, and maybe they are a little bit, but there's a certain confidence in some people where they don't care what other people think. Yeah. I'm gonna do it, and I'm happy doing it. And if y'all can like it, y'all don't like it. If you don't like it, that's your problem, right? Not my problem. So you want to be careful in being arrogant. I get that, but at the same time, when you have that confidence and you throw caution to the wind, a lot of times that will help you achieve your goal. Yeah, so. Taking risks is really important. Yeah, being courageous enough to take a risk and bet on yourself. That's right. To bet on yourself. That's right. Something that I have struggled with, learning how to bet on myself, and you should take everything into consideration. But all of you guys who are single and don't have children, and listen,
Go for whatever it is you want to do, because you don't have anything stopping you or hindering you, right? And even you guys who do have some attachments, take those kids or that child with you. Right. You know, if they're little, they'll adjust to your life. Take them with you to do whatever it is you want to do. And if it's something that you cannot live without, talk to your significant other about it. And if they are hindering you, go without them. Go without them. You can do it. And either they will follow you or they won't. But bet on yourself.
Right.
Bet on yourself.
That's good.
All right. All right. So our next segment is, how do you really feel?
Look, all right.
How do you really feel? So, guys, this is coronavirus has been a blessing to me. So when Michael had coronavirus, I was home, and school started for me for this semester. So I was able to start school and not have to go to work because we were quarantined.
Yes.
So I couldn't go to work. And we do school remotely. And this semester I'm not doing school remotely. I have to go. But I thought I would have to miss because I was quarantined. But as life would have it, my teacher also had to miss that same night. So I said, come on, Jesus. Hallelujah. Because I tell you, he's on my side all the time. Okay. So I didn't have to miss any classes. So that was wonderful. But this week I'm doing school and work. And you all, I am tired. I am very, very tired. So I have to get used to being in that mode again of doing both every day. Because really, I have school 3 to 4 days every week, and then I work 3 days a week. So, it's a lot.
So how you really feel is about your physical.
Yeah, so I'm really feeling very tired.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really feeling.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, how I really feel, since you asking that, you said you can say anything in this segment, right?
Yes.
I'll say what came to my mind this past week. I was thinking about how I really feel. Because you're talking about goals and dreams. Last week and this week you're talking about, reaching your dreams no matter what age, living your dream no matter what age you are. I thought about the impact not having a present father had on my life. Now I know you cannot blame, how your life turns out, totally on other people, no matter if it is your parents or no matter where you were, what side of the tracks you were born on and all that. A lot of us were born with a disadvantage, in one way or another. However, as you go through life, you can't live life saying that every day. So I realize that and I get that, all right? Because, the Lord is no respecter of persons. It may take you longer, but you can do it. But at the same time, a present father, I feel like that situation with the San Diego School of Music.
Yeah.
If my dad was around, who knows? Maybe I could have had a conversation with him, and he would have been that person to give me positive affirmation and say, "Look, somebody else did it. You can do it." The man came to you. You didn't go to them. They came to you. So what's the worst that can happen? If I'd had that in my ear, it wasn't until my dad was not a bad father.
Right.
My stepdad, my real dad, died in Vietnam. But my stepdad, came along, but he just wasn't there. He just, I don't even want to tell you. Our nickname, me and my brother's nickname for my stepdad was 4:30 Wednesday. That was his nickname.
Because?
He felt like that's when we might see him, 4:30 on Wednesday. Every other day we don't know where he's at. So you can take that as you would. But when he was there, he was a great dad. He was great, and so we loved him. And but it's just he wasn't there. So having a present dad, I think, impacts especially boys, but everybody's life in a positive way. And not having a present dad affects it in a negative way. And so there's some regrets I have to get over and learn to not have because of not having a present dad. So that's how I really feel. So if you're a dad, even if you're not the greatest dad, or you don't have the most money, or you don't know how to love like some other dad does, be there, be present. That's important. So there you go.
And do better, do better. Don't beat your kids. Don't yell at them. Don't call them out their name. Unless they be a knucklehead, something like that. But yeah, just do the best you can. Just like all of us, we're doing the best we can. So as we get better and we learn more, we can do better, and we can teach our children or those around us to do even better than we have learned. So that's our take on Saving Us. If you like what you've heard today, please remember to click the like button, subscribe, tell a friend about Saving Us. And if you're part of Noom, we would love you to sponsor us.
There you go.
Goodbye.
Bye.